Now there's Johnny Somali, story I've been covering because I don't like Johnny Somali at all.
Don't f around overseas.
So
kids.
are his fans? Do his fans like him, or do his fans like?
What's a Johnny Salami now? You got to tell me.
Johnny Somali. He's Somali.
You know the guy. You know the guy. He went to like these Asian countries and he's running a riot.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
He went to Japan and got kicked out of Japan. He went to Israel.
Guys think I perpetually live online,
his most viral moment, I think, when a lot of people turned their eyes onto him was when he was in Japan. He was on a subway.
Yep.
And he was like telling the guy to like speak English to him or something.
Well, he was also playing like anime sex on a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, he was doing that too.
Okay, so this is why I have no clue who the f you guys are talking about. I have no.
He's on Kick. He's in a lot of trouble. Not anymore.
Yeah, well, he was on Kick. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
How many
off
times
there
have he been
now.
thrown in jail?
I think the only platform he's still on is Rumble.
Yeah, the Japanese jailed him and they cut him loose. They kicked him out.
Oh, okay.
So he's PNG there. So
he's got one charge in Korea, and he could be facing more.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to go over this. We're going to watch this, and then we're going to go into super chats. But I hope he gets in a lot of trouble. Ban him off everything. Put him in jail. I think he's a piece of shit, and he deserves everything that's coming to him.
He's got no respect.
Absolutely.
You
should try Singapore next because they cane you for that.
Yes.
He won't even make it there.
I want him to go to China.
Yeah, or China.
Start disrespecting people in China.
He can go.
He did it to himself. Idiot.
Split rocks.
Go to the next one.
Camp.
These are other potential charges. Now, let me be very clear. He has not been charged with these. So I'm going to put this freaking banner here so you guys know, for the Clippers know. These are speculative. These are speculative.
He got mad because I guess Asmongold put a video out saying 29 years in jail or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Andrew got all triggered about it. Andrew's been doing fantastic Johnny Somali coverage. Just want to say real quick. So if you guys are interested in this, go over to Legal Mindsets channel. He's really been all over this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lived in Korea for many a year.
Yeah, so he's got really good perspective on it because he knows their laws and shit over there.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have seen people speculating on them. They are fair to speculate on, and the police could add them. But to this day, they haven't. One of the big things is he played a lot of obscene and pornographic material. He played pornographic material in front of children at Lotte World. It's disgusting. He was spamming out pedophilic stuff on his
deport him and lose him on the way
text
back.
to speech, right? Also, he was spamming it on the metro. Mm-hmm. So, just accessing pornography alone, because he was playing it, right? And there's proof of that on camera that he played.
He's blocking out porn because of the YouTube bot, by the way.
Yeah.
Accessing obscene material is 1 year in prison in Korea. Porn is illegal here.
I didn't know that porn was illegal in South Korea.
Yeah, there are a lot of countries that are more modest than you
North
think.
Korea was bad.
Is that based ?
Yeah, but no, a lot of countries are more modest than you'd expect.
Mm-hmm. I think porn has kind of damaged a lot of people. Way out of control. But what do you do?
I don't know if you guys know
in
that.
moderation.
Now, people are rarely convicted on this. But once again, and on the bus as well. Thank you. Someone pointed out the bus as well. Right? So he was putting out obscene stuff on public transit. That's illegal. He could be put in jail for that.
Come on, South Korean police. Charge his ass.
Yeah, charge him.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Come on.
Second,
Protect the world from this
that
man.
sort of disturbance is a violation of the railroad safety law. Causing a disturbance on a metro line is a violation of Korea's railroad safety laws. They're very serious about those. Those are 2 years in jail.
Interesting.
2 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It was both. He did it on both. And by the way, someone says, don't call him Somali, call him Ramsey Khalid Ishmael. I call him both because, and there's a reason for that. It's very important, number one, that we get the topic out, and the topic is in the algorithm as Johnny Somali. So that needs to get out there. But beyond that, we want
I totally agree with him too. Like the more people that find out and know about this piece of shit, the better.
Mm-hmm.
The better.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Because he starts like a trend. There's people trying to emulate him now, and I was gonna play that, but it's getting kind of late. This dude, like going to Japan, this guy trying to be another Johnny Somali, and he gets decked.
Mm-hmm.
So people have had enough of this shit, but people are also going to try to copy him more, and more people are doing it. It needs to come to an end. So somebody needs to get an example made of them, and it needs to be Johnny Somali.
Well, who's his audience? Are they with him in this?
No, he's an
No, I think
IRL
no.
streamer. He just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they are. Yeah, he's going around streaming, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so based."
They
Wow.
they
Or
just
so
laugh at it
funny.
and sort of like
I love
egg him
it,
on
yeah.
and tell him to do stuff.
Mhm.
That-
that's
That's the way it
messed
is
up.
with all of the IRL streamers.
That's
Mhm.
I
really
don't- I
messed
don't
up.
like
That
it.
there's people that actually, encourage this.
You can get content with people's jobs and shit.
Yep.
Like, you know who used to
That's
do that
lives.
shit too a lot? Is that Baked Alaska guy? He was doing that.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I
this-
forgot
yeah.
about that guy.
Oh,
see,
we're
I
dipping back into the way back there for
I
that.
put
love-
Johnny Somali though in
He-
the same category as those oil protesters.
Baked
Mhm.
Alaska would go around like trying to troll, and then if you confronted him, he would pepper spray you like a pussy. But then this big bouncer pushed his nose in on one stream,
Mhm.
and he went to jail
Well,
too. The bouncer
best-
didn't go to jail. Baked Alaska went to jail and got trespassed, and I thought that was pretty based.
The best part about the whole the Johnny Somali thing in Korea is, especially Tom, if you don't know this, and Grums, you might not know, there's on like Korean Twitch, one of their more popular streamers is a former Korean Navy SEAL and underwater demolition guy, and he tracked Johnny down and started beating the brakes off him,
Oh
and
wow.
the police jumped in to save the day.
That was
And
the
then-
Navy SEAL guy,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, and it's an even funnier part. Johnny's running from people, and he goes to the police station to seek help, and they start using Johnny starts crying because he thinks they're using the N-word against him. But in Korean, if you say the word "niga," that means you. Like that's a pronoun. That means the word you.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
the Korean guy just starts screaming it at him over and over and over again. And Johnny's like, "Stop him!" The cop's like, "What? He's not doing anything wrong."
oh, I didn't know that. I thought they
Wow.
were. I thought they were.
Oh well, no, they're
Overkill.
absolutely being racist and trolling him, but
Oh,
Asian
okay.
countries are incredibly racist. I
I
mean,
still
most
don't know
countries
what
are,
it-
but
I still don't know what a Johnny Salami is, but I don't like him, and I just want to thank Sean for trying to include me in the conversation. That was very sweet of you.
now you can also now you have a free Korean word you can use.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
can't use that word. It's too close.
Yeah.
All of his social media banned,
I'm too
and all of
white.
his social media, and at least the ones that can be banned. I mean, some of them watching them is good because it's all evidence, whatever. But to keep an eye on his social media, at the very least, to log it, and it's under that name. So if people are logging it and watching it, that's good. They should know to look for Johnny Somali, to Google that. If you Google Ramsey Khalid Ishmael, his channels aren't going to come up.
Yep.
Right. So it's important to say both. His real name is Ramsey Khalid Ishmael. Right. Of course. I've said it multiple times. Incitement to violence. That is 3 years in prison. So remember when he said he wanted to start a race war?
Yep.
So Ramsey
Mhm.
also
Said he wanted to start a race war between like China and Japan and all kinds of shit.
Wow.
engaged in
Jokes
incitement.
on him. They
He
already
said he
hate each
wanted.
other.
He's been trying
That's
to
true.
start fights between the Chinese and the Koreans, between the Koreans and the Japanese, between the Japanese and the Chinese. He's been trying to start race wars. He actually said he wants to start an Asian race war. He wants to start a race war, and
It's
then he
a
also said he
truly
wants to
evil
genocide the
mindset.
Asian.
Truly evil
He said-
mindset. Sorry.
All of these things, those are incitements to violence. Those are up to 3 years in prison. Also, if they involve racial components, they can fall under anti-terrorism. Also, the North Korean stuff he was playing, the North Korean terrorism, the North Korean propaganda, that can actually fall under certain types of anti-terrorism, which can be up to 7 years. in
Let's
prison,
go! Yeah.
Right.
Let's
Yes.
go!
Up to
7
7
years
years.
That's
extra in
what we
prison.
want. That's
So-
what we want.
Very, very severe punishments. This is just for incitement.
Yeah.
But
Nor-
I
You know-
think he could be got for both, because what he
I mean-
did was he tried to start problems between countries, like literal racial conflict. He tried to drive racial conflict.
Yeah, let's add up all that shit. Give him
Well,
all those years.
And
I may
the
not
thing,
know much. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, Tom, go ahead.
I was just saying, I may not know much about this guy, but I'm starting to wonder if, these are kind of some of these things, like the real consequences need to start happening for some of these idiots,
Yeah,
for them to realize not only are you being an idiot, A, but B, to show a lot of other people that, you know what, the rest of the world is a lot worse off than you think, and they
Yes.
don't put up with as much shit as people do
Well,
here.
well, and he might think it's a joke, but like in South Korea, like video games and movies that talk about war on the Korean Peninsula are pretty much illegal. There's a very few exceptions to that because it's such a big deal over there. They don't want to inflame the North Koreans. They don't want to inflame tensions. So like just a video game that talks about like the Korean War, or there's a game called Homefront. It was like where the North Koreans conquer South Korea. They just talk about it in passing during the opening of the game. It's banned there because that means there was a war on the Korean Peninsula. Like these countries have really serious issues. Like the ethnic tensions between the Japanese and the Koreans is huge. Between the Koreans and the Chinese is huge. Between the Chinese and the Japanese is huge. Like it's like going to Gaza and trying to piss off the Gazans and the Israelis. Like
He did that.
he did that too. Yes, but if people don't understand, the issues in Asia are massive in that area. So he really tried to f around.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, this is what he did. He went to Israel and was going up, and
The cops
like,
there beat the shit out of him,
Yeah,
though.
they did. He was going up to them like insane Palestinians that they look gay, which Muslims that ain't gonna fly very well. So he was getting shit from that. I'm surprised he walked out of there alive.
Mm-hmm.
I really am.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm surprised he's walked
Yeah, like,
around.
he's such a-
I'm surprised he's still alive with everything that he's done.
Well,
I mean, there's some very, very rough gangs, organized crime in Korea and Japan. I'm surprised they didn't take him out.
He had the Yakuza were looking at him in
a
Japan.
lot of people were hunting him in Japan by the
Wow.
end. And in South Korea, there are people now that it's kind of like turned into now that the police are heavily involved in monitoring them, it's kind of tapered down. But for a while, the South Koreans, this was a game for them to try to find them and attack them.
Good. The guy
Well,
needs to
I
be.
mean,
the guy
deserved
needs to
it.
be-
Yeah.
The guy needs to, be put in his place.